Hello. From lesson 1 or through lesson 9, we have learned how to solve systems of equations using different methods like substitution, elimination, and comparison. In this last lesson, I want us to apply all those formulas to solve problems relating to systems of equations. So we can start with question 1. Let's say, for example, you are told a cinema sells 100 tickets for $12 and student tickets for $8. On one day, 200 tickets were sold and the total revenue was $1960. How many 100 and student tickets were sold? So the first thing we note from this question is there are 100 tickets and student tickets. So I'm going in my board, I can just say, let the 100 tickets be X and the student tickets be Y. So that these two unknowns will help me form the simultaneous equations from the question. So from there, you are told on one day, 200 tickets were sold. So meaning, the total number of tickets sold that day included those ones for hundreds which were X, then plus the ones sold for students which were Y. Then this combination were 200 tickets. And this becomes our first equation. Then you are told a cinema sells 100 tickets for 12 and student for 8. Meaning each 100 ticket cost $12, but we already know 100 tickets were X. So how much did the whole number of 100 tickets cost? It should be 12 multiplied by X. So total for 100 tickets was 12 multiplied by X, which is 12X. Then for students, we are told each ticket is $8. So, but we already know student tickets are represented by Y. So the total amount for these student tickets will be 8 multiplied by Y, which is 8Y. But then you are told the revenue was 1960. So the amount of money collected when 100 tickets were sold plus those of students was 1960. So if you add them, you need to get 1960. And this becomes our second equation. So now that we have formed the equations, we can then solve them using any of the methods we learned earlier. And in this case, I can see I have X plus Y here, which is equals to 200. And I can just decide to use substitution. If you don't know how to use substitution in solving questions like this or equations like this, you can review my previous lessons. You'll see one of them have taught how to use substitution. So in this case, I can substitute Y. So I can say Y is equals to 200 minus X, this one, and just took it on the other side. Then I come to the second equation, and every place I have Y, I'll replace it with 200 minus X. So in the second equation, I have 12X plus 8, but you see we said Y is 200 minus X. So now in brackets, 200 minus X, like that, is equals to 1960. Then from there, it becomes 12X plus, I open brackets, which is 8 multiplied by 200, which is 1600, minus 8 multiplied by X, which is 8X, is equals to 1960. like that. And then from there, I can collect like terms together, and I say 12x minus 8x, and just move to this one here, is equals 1960 minus, I took the 1600 on the other side, like this, 1600. So 12 minus 8 is 4x. Then I think 1960 minus 1600 is 360, but we can just confirm from our calculator. 1960 minus 1600, which is 360. Yeah, 360. Then I divide each side by 4 so that I can get the value of x. So here it will be now x is equals to 360 divided by 4 is 90. And then since I know the value for x now, I can find the value for y from this equation where we said x plus y is equals to 200. But I already know y, I already know x, so now it becomes 90 plus y is equals to 200, like that. So y is equals to 200 minus 90, which is 110. So 110 100 tickets were sold for that day, and sorry, I made a mistake here. 90 tickets for 100 were sold that day, and 110 for students were sold on that day. Can we try another example? You are told in this question 2, a farmer buys cows and goats. So up to there, I already know the farmer buys cows and goats. So I can say, let cows be x and goats be y, like that. And then from there, you are told a cow costs $500. So meaning, for the total number of cows this farmer bought, all of them cost 500 multiplied by the total number of cows bought, which was x. So all of them cost 500x. And then again, you are told, and a goat cost $120. So the same cost for goats, then it becomes $120 multiplied by the total goats bought, which will be now 120y. Then we are taught from there, he buys 70 animals. So if you buy 70 animals, and we already know he bought x cows plus y goats, the total of these should be 70. This becomes our first equation. But then you are told all those cows, all these animals, cows and goats, all of them cost $35.60. But we already know the cost of each. So we already know all the cows costed 500x and all the goats costed 120y. So combination of these two costed $35.16. $35.16. And this becomes our second equation. So the next step is to just solve it using any method. And here we can as well we can try to use elimination so that we don't just use one method. And using elimination, I can force x in the first equation to look like the x in the second equation. And in that case, then it means in the first equation, I'll multiply everything by 500 so that this x becomes 500. So in that case, then it will be 500 into x plus y is equals to 17 multiplied by 500, like that. Then, if you don't know the logic of elimination, we can review my previous lessons after the logic there. Then you come back to this lesson. So when I open brackets here, now it will be 500x plus 500y is equals to 17 multiplied by 500. We can just use our calculator. Let me see where is it. So it's 17 multiplied by 500, which is 8500, which is 8500. So now this becomes again our first equation, but now multiplied by 500. So now we have this 500x plus 500y is equals to 8500, like that. And then we have the second equation, which was 500x plus 120y is equals to that 560, like that. So now that I have the two of them, I can subtract so that I eliminate this x. So 500x minus 500x is 0. Then plus 500 minus 120, you can just go to the calculator and direct, and the 500 minus 120, which is 308. So we do have 308y is equals to 8500 minus 3560. So we can take 8500 minus 3560. I hope it's 3560. Yes. So we do have 4940. Now that becomes 4940, like that. So to get y, then it will mean 4940 divided by 308, because this 0 plus 38 is just 308y. So 4940 divided by 380 divided by 380, it becomes 13. So y is 13, but we know x plus y is 70. And now that we know y is 13, then it means x plus 13 is 70. And then in that case, it means x is equals to 17 minus 13, which is 4. So this farmer bought 4 cows, which is for x, and he bought 13 goats, like that. Can we try the last example? You will try question 3 and question 5. Then I will do question 4. So question 4 says, Jane buys 3 shirts and 2 pairs of trousers for $94. Then David buys 2 shirts and 4 pairs of trousers for $116. Find the cost of 1 shirt and 1 pair of trousers. So first of all, we know Jane buys shirts and trousers. So we can come into our board here and say we already know these. He buys shirts, let them be x, and he also buys trousers, let them be y, like that. Then you are told he buys 3 shirts and 2 pairs of trousers. So he buys 3 shirts. So we know shirts are represented by x, so 3 shirts will be 3 multiplied by x, which will be 3x. Then 2 pairs of trousers, so it will be 2 multiplied by y, which now will be 2y. And you are told after buying this, he spends $94. So meaning a combination of these two will cost Jane $94, and this becomes our first equation. Then the second one, you are told David buys 2 shirts and 4 pairs of trousers. So if David buys 2 shirts and we already know a shirt is represented by x, then that means there will be 2 multiplied by x, which is 2x. But then at the same time, your sum buys 4 pairs of trousers, and we know our trouser is represented by y, so it will be 4 multiplied by y, which is 4y. But you are told the combination of these cost $116. $116 like that. So this becomes our second equation. And in this one, since we do have 2x here and 3x here, we can use elimination method to solve it. So I want to force this 2x and this 3x to look like the LCM of 3 and 2. And the LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. If you try to do it like this, 3, 2, let me do it here, 3, 2, then I do it like this, I divide by 2, I'll get 3, I'll get 1, I'll divide by 3, I'll get 1, 1, so 3 by 2 is 6. So the LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. Let me first delete this. And then from there, since now we know the LCM of the 2 and 3 is 6, I want to force this part here to be 6. So I'll multiply to force that. In the first equation, I'll multiply by 2 so that I can make this 3, 6. So first equation becomes 2 into 3x plus 2y is equals to 94, but now multiplied by 2. Then in the second equation, I'll multiply by 3 so that this can be 6. So it becomes 3 into 2x plus 4y plus, plus 4y is equals to 116, and now multiplied by 3, like that. So our new equations become 6x, this one, I'm here, plus 4y, I'm opening them brackets, is equals to 94 multiplied by 2, and you can just use your calculator. 94 multiplied by 2, which is 188. 188, and this now becomes our new first equation. And then the second one, 3 by 2 is 6x again, plus 3 by 4 is 12y is equals to 116 by 3, which we can still use our calculator here. 116 by 3, which is 348. 348, and now this becomes our second equation. So now that we have this part looking the same, as usual, we can continue with our elimination. And to eliminate x, I'll just subtract, and because both of them are positive. So 6x minus 6x remains to be 0. Then 4y minus 12y, now that will be negative 8y is equals to 188 minus 348. So it will be 188 minus 348, which is negative 160. Which is negative 160 like that. So now it becomes minus 8y is equals to negative 160. So y is equals to negative 160 divided by 8 negative, which is now by 8 1 by 8 2 0 20. So y now becomes 20. So the question was, let me cut this calculator. The question was, find the cost of one shirt and one pair of trousers. So here in first of all, we know y is 20. What is x? What is x? Let's see what is x. And x, we can get it from any of these equations. So I can just pick a random one like this one and say it says 3x plus 2y, but I don't know y is 20, so I can say 2 into 20 is equals to 94 like that. Then it becomes 3x plus 40 is equals to 94, like that. So let me continue here. So it means then 3x will be equal to 94 minus 40 on the other side. So it will be 54. Then x will be 54 divided by 3, which is by 3, 1 by 3, 2. Yeah, 2. So it will be 2 here remaining with 2. 24 by 3 is 8. So it will be 28. So now we have x as 28 and y as 20. So one trouser costs $20 and one shirt costs $18. We made a mistake here. 54 divided by 3 is 18 and not 28, because by 3 5 goes 1, then we remain with 2, which is now 24. Then 24 by 3 goes 8 times. So it's 18 and not 28. So bye for now. If you have any question, you can leave a comment on the comment section. Ask me any question, I'll answer. And then subscribe to my channel so that you can keep getting mathematical content like this. Let's meet in the next lesson.